Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this post-match press conference with Tabraiz Shamsi. As usual, please indicate on the chat panel that you'd like to ask your question. And may I please ask that everybody remembers to keep their monitors muted until it's your turn to ask your question. Who would like to kick us off? Thanks, Taran. You can go, and then Abai.
Shama, congrats. Another good result, good performance in the T20. Obviously, the one thing that was maybe lacking, I mean, you had a great series in the West Indies, but not a lot of wickets, really economical bowling. Must be quite pleased to get 4 ticks under the W column today.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for the question. I think that's something that I'm not really fussed about. You know, obviously in the West Indies, I had a different role to play with the power hitters that they have. You know, there's 2 ways to skin a cat. I think with those guys, we just had to keep them quiet, and we knew that they would keep coming at us. The amount of, you know, power that they have in their batting lineup, I felt like my job was to try and keep things quiet. And the only thing that I can really control is trying to bowl the ball in the areas that I want to bowl in. You know, wickets aren't guaranteed. It depends on how the batsman plays the ball. So yeah, really happy. Every time you get wickets, I'm really happy with that. But, you know, in the West Indies, I think I was over the moon with the performances there. So yeah, pretty chuffed with that.
Abai, followed by Telford and then Dennis.
Good morning, Tabraiz. So I had a quick question for you. Especially in recent times, if you're not taking wickets, you're bowling a very economical spell, and if you're bowling an economical spell, the wickets start coming. So I'm wondering, what's been keeping you motivated to perform so consistently like this, especially in recent times?
Hi, Telford. I think. Oh, sorry. It's not Telford yet. Sorry. I think the key is just to try and do my preparations the way I want to, you know. And like I mentioned just now, wickets aren't really in my control. I can try and bowl balls that I feel would get wickets. But it also depends on how the batsmen are playing. You know, sometimes the batsmen just try and play you out, not to try and give you wickets and maybe try and target other bowlers. So yeah, I think it also comes with experience. You know, it's only now really that I've started playing regularly. So, you know, I can try and gain more experience. You know, probably one of the more senior players in the team now, but in terms of international experience, still quite inexperienced. So I think what I've realized now is that, you know, there's 2 ways of winning the game for the team. I can try and get wickets, or I can also try and keep the runs down. That can also help the team win games. And ultimately, whatever the captain needs on the day, I'm prepared to do that. I'm not too bothered if I'm not picking up wickets. Because when I was younger, I used to think that I've been unsuccessful if I haven't taken bucket loads of wickets. But as I've gotten a little bit older, and you know, the game plans that we're coming up as a team, my role is very, very, very flexible.
Now Telford.
Sorry. Apologies.
That's all right. How's it, Tabraiz?
Very
well bowled. We can see that you are bowling very well. You have wonderful control, and things seem to be working for you. But what's really striking is the presence and the confidence, I think, that you're bowling with. It's almost like another part of your weaponry is to almost intimidate players, which is unusual for a spinner, I suppose. Is that part of something you aim for, or how does that come out?
Yeah, to be honest, you know, that's something that I've had from a young age, because I'm sure you guys know I used to be a seam bowler, but I got told I wasn't quick enough to be a fast bowler, and I became a spinner. So I think that's where the aggression comes from, you know, watching guys like Andre Nell and Dale Steyn and Alan Donald. But I think that is definitely a part of my game. And, you know, it's a double-edged sword. Sometimes if it doesn't work for you, you can travel as well, but it can also disrupt the batsman. So yeah, for me, whatever it takes, you know, to help the team win games. I think presence I am one of the guys in the team that is in charge of, you know, having a presence on the field and making sure that we never back down from any opponents. And that's the way we want to play our cricket. And yeah, I'm glad that, you know, the team as a whole is playing like that.
Dennis?
How's it, Tabraiz? Just want to know, how important is it to you, or how helpful is it to you to have another partner, spin bowling partner in the team that's doing well in George Linder?
Oh, it's very important. I think not just Georgie, everyone else, like you saw today, it always helps when there's wickets up front. Um, generally, if there's no wickets up front, it makes my job a lot difficult. So you'll find that a lot of times when I've done well, the other bowlers have also done well before me, and I suppose that's why we're a bowling unit. So really helps Georgie bowling well, and the rest of the guys today as well. I think before I came on to bowl, there was already 4 wickets down, so it made my job a lot easier, to be honest.
Zahir, then Fidos, and then unfortunately, guys, we're gonna have to cut it off there after Ken because we're running under time constraints.
Salam Shamo. Just going back to basically the beginning of the season in red ball cricket, you were bowling quite well down at Newlands, and it's just continued. Would you say this is possibly the best you've bowled? You in the this is the form of your life at the moment you're experiencing?
Zaire, I wouldn't say that. I think it's just that it's the first time I've got regular game time, so I think we've been able to see that consistently. Normally it was one game now, then another game 3 months later, and that's how my career started. For obvious reasons. There's no dispute why it was like that. But yeah, I think it's just regular game time. You get to learn quicker from your mistakes, and you get to implement the good stuff a lot more and try and grow as a player. And I mean, we all know form is temporary. You just have to keep on working hard, keep on doing your processes. There will be a patch where things maybe don't go for me, but it's just about staying positive and still through those patches try and contribute. If it's not with the ball, it's in other ways, behind the scenes or whatever it is. There's a bigger role for me to play in the team.
Thanks, Shamo.
Fidos, and then Ken.
Hey, Shamo, well bowled. You must be obviously in quite a good mental state because you've been doing so well on this tour. But you're one of the few players that's kind of shared publicly some of the challenges that maybe the rest of us can't see. Can you just talk to us a little bit about, in general, what's it like? I mean, you're performing really well, but then there's obviously challenges being away from home and in a bubble and in the situation with what's happened at home that you guys have seen.
Yeah, no doubt for those. And obviously, I'm one of the guys that's probably had the tour that I would have liked, and still, there is that human element, like you mentioned, things happening back home, a lot of us not having seen our children for 2 months almost, our spouses, our parents and families. That definitely, even though I'm doing well, from a playing point of view, I'm a human being at the end of the day, and the rest of the guys as well, including management. Everyone's been away from home for a very long time. So it does have challenges, but we have to try and make do. And ultimately our job is to perform, yes, and bring some happiness back home. But sometimes I think, at the end of the day, we're human beings. Sometimes you do feel alone in the room, but the team's done great effort. Everyone's got together to try and help each other out. And yeah, at the end of the day, when it's time for game time and practices, everyone's on it, and those things are put aside.
And finally, Ken.
Thanks. Tabraiz, very well bowled again. Do you keep an eye on the ICC rankings? I mean, you had a lead of over 100 points before this game on Rashid Khan, and I imagine that's going to get even bigger now. Is that something that excites you, thrills you? Do you keep your eye on that, being number one?
To be honest, I'd be lying if I don't know that I'm number one at the moment in the rankings. But to be honest, it's not something that I lose sleep over. Obviously, it's a nice feeling to be on top, but I have said it before, and I truly mean it. I don't even think I'm the best bowler in our team. We have some great bowlers in the unit, and it's something nice. It's something that it's a good memory to have, but I don't really think about it when I'm playing, because at the end of the day, rankings don't mean anything. If a batsman gets hold of you, or if I'm not on top of my game, or if I'm not working hard behind the scenes, we're not playing against little kids. They're more than capable of ruining your day, and for the team as well. So yeah, it's nice to be on top of the rankings, but it's not something that I religiously follow. I mean, I don't even know how those rankings work, to be honest.
Thanks very much, everyone. I'll put something out for tomorrow, and then we'll have a pre-match press conference on Wednesday. Have a good evening, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.